and welcome back. I am Shayla. Today we are going to be making bone broth from scratch, and I'm going to show you what you need. You do want to make sure that you have an Instapot. Some people will cook this in a crock pot, but an Instapot is the easiest way, the quickest way to get this done. So that's how I'm going to show you today. We'll go ahead and start first with our bones. Every time that we have ham, turkey, chicken, anything with a bone, I immediately put it in the freezer. So we pull our bones out of the freezer. So we're gonna take about 2-3 pounds of bones. We're just gonna throw that in our Instapot. So we're gonna throw that in. This is an old ham bone, so we're gonna throw that in. Now we're gonna throw in some garlic cloves. I usually buy mine in bulk at Sam's because I hate peeling garlic. And then I put them in the freezer. So we're just gonna grab a handful of garlic cloves. Guys, I want to continue sharing with you this all-natural lifestyle and how to make your own foods and just a healthier way of living. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can continue watching my content. So then we are going to chop up an onion, and I usually just take the outer peel off and I throw the whole thing in. I do have a recipe with this. I will put it in the description down below, but sometimes if I have random things laying around, I will add them in for the health benefits. I'm gonna put this knife up because my little one is already running to the Instapot over there. So we're gonna throw in the onion. Now we're gonna add in our celery and carrots. If you are a person that freezes your vegetable scraps, then this is perfect for bone broth. You can definitely throw in those veggie scraps. Hey buddy, don't touch that. Give that to mama. Bubba. All right, so we're gonna throw in some ginger. I don't have any fresh ginger right now, so we're just gonna use ginger powder. Sometimes I use the squeezed ginger, but you know, fresh ginger is best. And then I don't have this written in my recipe, but I always add turmeric to a lot of stuff, so I just sprinkle in some of that. Just add some salt and pepper. We're gonna add a dash of apple cider vinegar to help break down the bones and the minerals in the bones. We're gonna add in 1 bay leaf, and then we are gonna fill the Instapot up to the max with water. Yeah, you wanna hold that? Go ahead. All right, so look for your line on the inside and go ahead and fill it all the way with water. Okay, we are going to take this over to our Instapot. All right, we are going to turn our Instapot to manual, and then it should be at 120. Gonna put our lid on and then make sure it is sealed. Okay, and then we'll just wait. Once it is done, you are going to vent. Okay, after you carefully wait for your bone broth to vent, you are going to strain out your bone broth. So you're gonna grab a basket. You still wanna keep your hot pads on because it is so hot. And then you also want to have a bowl to put it in. I should say a strainer, not a basket. But you're just gonna carefully pour it in. And then the strainer is going to catch all of the vegetables and bones. And then before I got into canning, I used to put these in plastic containers and I would freeze it. But now canning is so much easier. I highly recommend that you learn how to can. All right, so now you have your bone broth. And I mean, it looks pretty golden. And save your bones because you can use them again in the Instapot. All right, so now we're going to grab a funnel, and we are going to grab our mason jars, and we are gonna fill this up. Now make sure you leave a little bit of space at the top, and I'll show you. With bone broth, it isn't as bad when canning, but like when you're canning corn, you definitely need a lot more space at the top for certain things. But with bone broth, you don't need very much space. The first thing I ever canned was corn, and it was absolutely awful because I obviously was a newbie, and the cans of corn, I went to work and then the cans of corn were just exploding and lids were popping off, and the whole house smelled awful because the corn was going bad and molding, and yeah, I don't know if I'll ever can corn again. Okay, so now you can see like how much head space I have there. And we are going to just keep filling our jars. Usually I get about 4 of these out of one Instapot, but with the same amount of bones, I will usually run those through about twice. So I use the same bones twice. And honestly, I keep the same vegetables in there too. I just add new next time. So I'll keep the same bones and vegetables in. I will just add new onions, celery, carrots, and add more garlic and seasoning and all that. So basically all the ingredients will be new again besides the bones. And then go ahead and just dump all that back into your Instapot because we are going to run that a second time. So that did about 4 jars, and I have a tiny bit left. Usually I just drink the rest of that, to be 100% honest. So now your jars should look about like that with that much head space. How many inches is that, David? Like an inch? 3/4 of an inch. I'm gonna dump the rest of this into a cup because I'm gonna drink it. Try not to make a mess. There we go. I saw a lot of pepper in there. Now we're gonna just grab a wet paper towel and we're gonna wipe and clean those rims of that mason jar. So just wipe them with a wet paper towel. Then we're gonna go in with our dry paper towel. Now we're gonna go in and add our lids and rims. I need to get some better organization for my rims because I saw some people where they just kind of hook it on a rope and put it on the inside of their cabinet. That's what I would like to do, but mine's just thrown in a Walmart bag. Okay, so after the second time you run this through, you'll have about 8 quarts of bone broth. I'm going to put in a separate video how to can, just so this video isn't super long. Make sure you like and subscribe. Ask me if you have any questions because I want to take you on the journey that I have since my daughter has been born. I decided to rid my house of all toxic chemicals. Then I realized how many chemicals were truly in our foods. So we do make a lot of our foods from scratch, homemade. So I want to take you on this journey. Be blessed in Jesus' name.